So, hi everyone, wherever you are in the world right now, thank you so much for tuning in and joining us tonight. My name is Amelia, and I'm PMC's Marketing and PR Manager. And over here today, we have Roshan, Jeevan, Hugh, and Jack up on stage. So, I'd like to just quickly let everyone introduce themselves. And perhaps we'll start with Hugh.
Okay, thanks, Amelia. Hey, guys. So, some of you guys, I see some familiar names in the audience. Thanks so much, first up, for coming and joining us here. But for those who don't know me, I'm Hugh, one of the co-founders of this Malaysian streetwear brand called PMC, also known as Pastel Motor Clothing. Not too sure how many of you guys know the brand. I know some of you guys do. But just a quick little intro. PMC kind of started as a passion project in 2010. So we've been around now for about 11 years. We're just guys that love streetwear, and we kind of thought it would be amazing to be able to wear our own products. And we're just firm believers as well in like storytelling, and we do that through the brand. So whether it be stories about our personal lifestyle, our culture, our homeland, and we do this all through our apparel. Over the years as well, like obviously thanks to all you guys, we have the privilege to work with many different brands. So just to name a few: KFC, Honda, AirAsia. We did a whole bunch of movie franchises over the past 2 years, like things like Ghostbusters, Space Jam, and also like other collaborations with streetwear brands. One that I really really love, and they've also got an NFT project, the Hundreds, Chinatown Market, and many more. I guess I'm here. Obviously, my job within Tiger Archive has mostly just been the initial concept build. I've been doing a lot of the coordination as well between Tiger and the brand, and also different teams and people. So yeah, I think that covers everything.
All right, thanks, Hugh. Let's go to Jack.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. My name is Jack. I'm the lead creative and head of brand of PMC. My role in this project, is mainly focusing on the NFT artwork, the curation of the tigers and the trades and everything. Work really closely with Hugh as well when it comes to like the creation, the creative process. So yeah, that's me. When it comes to my role in PMC, I do everything, not just design, but I also, manages like the production and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's me.
Thanks, Jack. Now, Roshan, you're up next.
Thanks so much, Amelia. So my name's Rosh, one of the co-founders of Rhapsody Labs. So we're one of the partners who's helping bringing this Tiger Archives project to life, and we're thrilled to be a part of it. We're a creative design studio which focuses particularly on the Web3 space. We've been in here for a long time. We're sort of deep in the space and what you would classify as degens by heart. We're very, very excited to partner with PMC and Tiger as part of this project. We think it's something that has a real place in the Web3 space, and we can't wait to see it succeed.
Thank you so much. And now, last but most definitely not least, Jeevan.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Amelia. My name is Jeevan, so I'm Malaysian as well. Living in Aussie right now. As Roshan has said, like I'm one of the other co-founders of Rhapsody, mostly leading the tech side of things. So, we're kind of like building most of the back end and like contracts and all of that for Tiger Archives, and currently working really tirelessly trying to get everything up and running and like making sure everything is smooth. So I don't want to take too much of time. So good to see everyone here. Really, really excited to see this whole project go on, and like I hope we can build a really cool community here.
And we hope so too. Thank you so much, Jeevan. So I'm just going to do a quick introduction about the Tiger Archives before we go into some of the questions that our people on stage will be answering. So the Tiger Archives is PMC and Tiger Beer's first ever NFT collection, featuring PMC's take on Chinese archival tiger artwork, as well as tiger beer's bottles throughout all the years. Each NFT is unique, and the 86 traits are fully drawn by hand. So, owning one of these NFTs does not just bring luck in the year of the tiger. To bridge the metaverse with real life, NFT holders can unlock a series of exclusive perks, such as curated experiences in Malaysia and Singapore, as well as limited edition merchandise. So now let's jump straight into NFTs. So everyone here would have had a different, touch point with NFTs. So can you recall the first time you ever heard this term? Maybe I'll start with Jack.
Yeah. Well, the first time I heard of it was maybe like early to mid last year. That was when my friend's boyfriend started talking about it. He wanted to start his own NFT space, and I was like, "What the heck is that?" Right? And the more they explained to me, and the more I did my own research, and to be really honest, I find it a little bit strange because it's essentially just like a JPEG, but everyone can somewhat screen cap it or like save it, but you're not like the owner, which I find that a little bit couldn't wrap my head around it at first. But fast forward to today, right? It has somewhat blown up tremendously. Not just in the NFT community, but also seeing a lot of like mainstream media covering tons of NFT stories. Well, it doesn't help when Hugh himself couldn't stop going on and on about it as well. And yeah, that's my first encounter of NFT.
Nice. And how about Hugh?
Yeah, I think similar to Jack as well. It was maybe early 2021. Same scenario as well. Where I've got a few friends who they trade crypto, and they were talking about it, and they're also saying how like this whole NFT space is blowing up, and it's really truly the future. I really took a lot of time to wrap my head around the term and what it all means. But I came across, I've been, like I mentioned before, like I've been following the brand Hundreds, and I came across their project. I think that was like the first time I really somewhat got really engrossed into it. I still remember tuning into their like clubhouse, and during the actual general mint, and I just went completely mental where 25,000 of their bombs was just like flying off, right? And even though I have no intention to buy, when I saw that, I was like, shit, I want to be a part of that community. And I tried to buy, I tried to mint, but unfortunately, I was unsuccessful. And so that was, I guess, my experience.
Hopefully, you can mint the next drop.
Yeah, maybe. I want to buy aftermarket now. Price gone up. Floor price gone up.
Yeah. Okay, well, moving on, Roshan and Jeevan, I think your answers will be quite different.
Yeah, so I might jump in. So I first heard about NFTs several years ago when it was sort of CryptoKitties. That was like probably the first NFT that really got very well known because it clogged up the Ethereum blockchain and almost crashed it. So they were, for whatever reason, very, very popular. I think they were probably gas inefficient as well. So they ended up creating quite a stir in the community at the time. But more recently, really, really gotten deep into the space, probably in the last year and a half. And it's something which I'm truly sort of excited about as a technology because, as Jack alluded to earlier, it's the first time that we've been able to really provide ownership to creatives around the world without other middlemen in between sort of owning the actual asset itself, and doing that in a trustless way, transparent way, which I think is just truly empowering for a lot of creative artists, whether they be digital artists, whether they be musicians. I think the potential is sort of endless, and we're only sort of scratching the surface of it. So Jeevan and I have sort of like taken that to sort of like a whole new level and trying to help not only companies but also individual artists make the most of it. And yeah, we can certainly see a bright future for NFTs in the future.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for doing this with us as well. Jeevan, I have a slightly different question for you. So, what NFTs have you collected so far, and what do you look for in projects, to collect or mint?
Interesting question. Yeah, I mean, I might just give a very short introduction as well. Like, very similar route as Roshan. Started off with like CryptoKitties. I mean, it was just a spectator, right? Just looking into the shop, never going to the shop. And I think like a year ago, just started buying stuff on Rarible and OpenSea. So I mean, like most of my NFTs right now, things that people can see, I guess, are just one of ones or art-based NFTs. But I think a big part of like what I look into is utility, right? And as well as community, right? Like two very big pillars in the NFT space. And like for me personally, if both of this aligns, then like that's a project that I look to buy in, right? So I mean, like from what I collect, again, like it's a lot of one of ones. I'm like a very, I guess, like very enthusiastic about projects like Bored Apes, for example, things like Pixel Vault, Meta Heroes, Clonax as well. So right now, mostly dabbling, especially in the collectible space, specifically like I guess profile like PFP projects. But I think we've just touched the surface on what we can do, and especially this project, for example, trying to bridge the physical and the metaverse, right? And I think that's going to be like what's like I think that's going to be the future of like just NFT projects, right? And I think a lot of other brands in the both in Malaysia and like outside of Malaysia will be looking into like bridging both physical and the virtual world.
Wow, and that leads straight into my next question, actually. So, my question is, in your opinion, guys, like, what is the future for NFTs or even the metaverse? Hugh, maybe you want to start off?
Ready Player One. Yeah, you've seen that show, right? And yeah, it's crazy. Like, I mean, at the moment, our lives we're already so connected to the digital world. Things are moving super quick. So, and I think when I first heard about people buying land, digital land, I was completely mind blown. But I think now I can somewhat comprehend and understand that. So I'm not surprised if in the coming years, yeah, it becomes a little bit more like Ready Player One, or maybe a couple. I think within next 100 years, perhaps along those lines.
That's a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the NFT space kind of moves at like 5 times the speed. So.
So will it be within our generation?
Yeah, I think so. I think Ready Player One is going to be in our generation.
Within our generation. Okay, that's good to know, man.
He's ready.
What was it? What year was it? That the year
show came out.
No, that show came out. But what year did they portray the Ready Player One movie in? Like,
I have no idea, man.
No idea. 17 or 18 or something like that. 2017, 18. Actually, Matrix predicted this before Player One, so just saying.
That's true.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, Rosh, what do you think is the future of for NFTs and the metaverse? What do you see?
I think my view on it's probably not that original. I think it's the same as what Hugh was kind of saying. I think I'm optimistic that it'll happen sooner rather than later, and I think it's going to be a space which is going to blend a lot of different interests. I think it's going to be something which is largely going to come out from games. So I guess like Ready Player One's pretty good analogy, I guess, for that. In terms of NFTs, I think it's going to be something that we're not even going to think about it as NFTs in the future. It's just going to be a part of our daily lives, where it's going to become a little bit like what E in e-commerce and websites, and there's a whole vernacular around e-commerce that no longer exists anymore. It's kind of like it's an online store, and you buy online. You don't go and think about it as sort of like I can't even remember what we used to call old websites, but yeah, I feel like it's going to be deeply entrenched in our lives. It's going to be something that's going to be in the background. I think more and more, it's going to be less upfront. We're going to think about it more as background architecture rather than the things that it is today, which is like a shiny new technology.
Very well put. I love that analogy. So, to everyone listening, if you haven't collected NFTs before and you want to start, I think the Tiger Archives will be a perfect first NFT for you. So, okay, now we want to deep dive and roar into the Tiger Archives itself. Before I start with that, I just want to remind everyone that we are having a giveaway right at the end where we're giving away 3 NFTs. So make sure you stay tuned right until the end. So now, to everyone here on the stage, how would you describe the Tiger Archives in one sentence? Let's go with Jack first.
I would say the Tiger Archive is a collection of lucky charm in a form of NFT, and each charm holding many perks throughout the year of the tiger.
Awesome. So you can even use it as a gift to your parents for Chinese New Year, right? And just reap the beer benefits from it.
Well, this is something that we'll find out soon, I guess.
Yeah. So Hugh, how would you describe it in one sentence?
I think pushing boundaries. I think the idea here would be, we want to. Obviously, this is our first project, right? And we've had the chance to also look and somewhat learn from a lot of other projects out there. So, this Tiger Archives would be, really pushing the envelope in terms of whatever that PMC has done, and even for Tiger Beer, just want to be able to provide like really, really cool experiences, and yeah, an epic time.
Nice. Jeevan, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of I want to resonate. I resonate with like what Hugh kind of said. Pushing boundaries, right? So for me personally, like I think both Hugh and Roche, like they kind of know that before like this project was Hugh pitched me this project. We were still, I guess, like me and Roche were still mostly spectators of NFTs. I mean, of course, dabbling in NFTs and stuff, but not building yet, especially as a design studio. And for me, when Hugh pitched Tiger Archives for me, I instantly, like in my brain, it was like, oh man, this is an unprecedented event for number one, like the Malaysian community, and also just like Southeast Asia in general, right? Because for my knowledge until right now, I don't actually know like a pretty massive Malaysian brand or Southeast Asian brand doing an NFT project. So this to me is just going to like really send shockwaves around Southeast Asia, and I think that is the most important thing here, which is like trying to bring NFTs to everyone and showing them why we love this, right? And I think Tiger Archives is going to be doing that.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you so much, Jeevan. Rob?
A little bit longer than one sentence, but I don't think I could put it any more eloquently.
I forgot about the one sentence thing.
I just want to reiterate what I'm not going to be able to fit all of this into one sentence either. I think the important thing is that I think to me and Jeevan, the thing that we really like about this project is that it's authentic. So it's coming from brands that really want to not only, as you say, sort of like push the boundaries, but want to contribute back, and they want to make a difference. And so I think coming into particularly the new year, the Chinese New Year, and being a Tiger New Year, it's just it's a wonderful, auspicious kind of thing to be involved with. We certainly hope 2022 is going to be a better year than 2021 and 2020. I think the artwork that Jack's been working on particularly is like outstanding. You can feel that love and you can feel that passion come through in the artwork itself. And I think like these are the kinds of things that we want to see more of in the world, and where we can contribute to that, we want to be there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. That was beautifully put. Okay, now, Hugh, how did this project come about, and why did you choose to do your first NFT project with Tiger Beer?
Yeah, so I think first up, like I mentioned before, when I came across NFTs, late last year, I kind of knew like it is really truly going to be the future. So, obviously I was thinking of different ways of, how could we potentially enter this space. I think it's a little bit easier for us being, PMC entering into this space just because we're a lifestyle brand. And I think when you look at a lot of the NFT projects and what they somewhat embody, it is very similar to what we were doing before, but different. So every year, actually, Tiger has been a great partner of ours, where we've been working constantly for many years together, and they've always been super supportive. Like at all our parties, they're always sponsoring us our drinks. They're always providing beer, and on top of that, we've done many other collections. So I was talking to Adam, and Adam is actually from Tiger Beer itself, and he was like, "Hugh, it's the year of the Tiger next year." And I really want. Do you think we can think of something, amazing, something different, something big? I said, dude, shit, like, oh my goodness, I think I might have something. And so here we are, like 6-7 months later. Here we are with this project. Yeah. And but going back to the question that you were saying in terms of why did we decide Tiger should be our first NFT project, is I think the main thing for us is that being here in Malaysia, the community is still small, and I think even for PMC itself, we're even though we're up and coming, but we still have a lot of room to grow. And I think the idea here is that we wanted to reach as many people as we could. And we kind of thought the best way to do it is to actually work with a brand like Tiger, who obviously has a lot of reach in Southeast Asia. And at the same point of time, just the affiliation, I think, somewhat made sense. I think most importantly, back to that whole story part of it being the Tiger year, it made perfect sense. I was like, shit, we need to do this.
Yeah, and I mean, it's lucky charms for the year of the Tiger. What could come together more beautifully, right?
Yeah.
Okay, my next question for Roshan and Jeevan in particular. You guys have seen so many different NFT projects, right? And I think you touched on this a bit earlier as well. But what truly sets the Tiger Archives apart from the sea of NFT projects all over the world?
Jeevan, you want to take that?
Yeah, again, I kind of mentioned this. For me, it's like it hits home, right? Like Pastel Moda and Tiger, just two very cool brands, and obviously being Malaysian, you know both these brands, right? Especially someone coming from KL, you see these brands everywhere. Your friends, either consume Tiger every other week, or wear Pastel Moda clothing, right? So, yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else other than that to say on this. But yeah, Roshan, please feel free to fill in.
Yeah, so I think what sets this project apart is partially the corporate partners. So obviously, Pestle and Mortar, an established brand within Malaysia, and I think has like great aspirations to grow and become like a preeminent brand, streetwear brand, and lifestyle brand for Southeast Asia, and then globally as well. And then Tiger is obviously like an institution in and of itself. So having those two brands together really should give you a lot of confidence that this is a really strong project, and they've got a really strong incentive to make not only this first experience like amazing for all the people who buy the NFT, but they've got other plans as well which some of which you'll hear a little bit more about tonight. But progressively throughout the year, there's going to be like more exciting things which are going to be dripped along the way. Obviously, we can't tell you about everything up front, but I think you can go from the strength of the brand that they have not only amazing merch that's going to be part of it, but a bunch of like in real life experiences that are going to be unlike anything else you've experienced before. And I think there's an element of this which is for an amazing cause. Now, I won't steal anyone's thunder for that, so I'll let people hang on the line to hear a little bit more about that a little bit later. But those are the reasons why I think this project sets itself apart. I think as a Southeast Asian project, it's something that we should all get behind. It's a growing community. It's something that hasn't necessarily had the same level of penetration as like in other markets, but it will be probably disproportionately more kind of like disruptive in Southeast Asia, given the creative talent here, than anywhere else. And so I think those are the reasons why I think this project is different, and why we want to attach our brand to it as well.
Thanks, Rosh. He's right. We do have a lot up our sleeves for the rest of the year, and we'll be progressively announcing those in due course. But yeah.
I actually want to add something as well.
Yeah, go ahead, Jack.
Apart from whatever these gentlemen has mentioned, I mean, from our end, we wanted to create our own NFT before Tiger even came on board. But we came to realize that it will be great, like if like these NFTs can also be contributed to the community by giving back to the affected industry during the pandemic. So what could potentially be generated from the NFTs that somewhat sales can go into this funding as well, which is called the Tiger Uncage Fund. And like with Tiger already having a strong foundation on this front, there's no better way to somewhat execute this, but to have us doing it with Tiger Beer as well. So when we talk about like the Uncage project, like I think 30% of 30% of the NFT will be used to kickstart the Uncage platform, and that will be used, like I mentioned before, to assist like the art and music scene through a series of grants, whereby this industry again heavily impacted during this COVID-19 pandemic as well. So yeah.
Well said.
That's right. 30% of all the revenue generated from the Tiger archives will actually be paid forward to all these creatives that were very much affected throughout the pandemic. We know it's been a tough 2 years actually. So we want to be able to do our part and help them out to get their projects up and running. Hugh, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think these boys covered it very well. We can move on.
Nice. So now
I think before you go, I was just going to say I think one of the things which you can hopefully hear from people talking is that there's a lot of passion here, there's a lot of love, and this isn't something that is just like two brands going out and trying to take advantage of like the latest zeitgeist. This is like you can see that like the huge contribution of this money raised is going to be going to people less fortunate, people who've done it tough, and I think that's just a wonderful contribution that these two brands are really strongly motivated to do.
Thank you so much. Yes, that is right. And now, okay, let's talk a bit about the process of creating an NFT collection. Now, I know that a lot of people would, aspire to create their own NFTs one day. What's the entire process like? You know, from start till the end. Is this something that can be done overnight? Hugh, do you want to start off with this?
Yeah, okay. Obviously, you do hear a lot of these, some projects out there that if you go on Fiverr, you can pretty much pay someone and they can generate you, 10,000 profile pictures and you just put it up, right? And then you rug pull after that. Definitely for, us at the Tiger Archives, it has really been a steep learning curve, but extremely enjoyable. I tell you, the past like 6 months, the amount that I've learned, obviously, I still want to be able to learn a lot more. I still have a lot more to learn, but that experience has been great so far. And I think the first thing what we did was that we knew that we needed good partners and partners on the back end. I think this is where obviously Roshan as well as Jeevan, this is where they came in. And I still remember when I was thinking about it. Obviously, you can read up a little bit about it, but that know-how is actually really challenging and really difficult. So I just started reaching out in like different communities. There are some like Malaysian or Southeast Asian different NFT communities on Facebook and stuff. So I was just reaching out people saying, hey, does anyone know developers or can someone point me in the right direction? And I came across maybe 4 or 5 different options that I was somewhat contemplating and exploring. But I think the reason why Roshan and Jeevan are here is similar to what they're saying about us. I think it's also for them in terms of them being super passionate about this space. And I knew that if we worked with them, it was not only about getting the job done, but it was also we wanted to learn the process. So over the as we've been building the website, as we've been talking about it, we meet twice a week, and they've provided so much insight into this space, and that's just been amazing. So that's the first part of it, and then obviously comes the art, and I'll let Jack touch on that. But the art, obviously has been it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, especially Jack is like hand drawing together with the team. Kudos to them as well, working extremely hard, having to draw all these tiger poses and putting it all together. Um, so that's the design part, and then the marketing. I think the marketing's the hardest. Um, we've just kickstarted our Discord channel, and we hope that in the coming weeks we're really going to ramp this up. The website gets updated tomorrow with like a whole bunch of new information. Obviously, Tiger having the firepower as well when it comes to advertising. So today we just got our first newspaper cover. But also within the next few weeks, you're going to be seeing a lot more things happening. We've got a pop-up space coming as well, and that all happens next week. So it's been a crazy journey, and it doesn't stop here. I think even after we go live, um, then the fun part starts. From all the parties that we're talking about and all different experiences, this project is really going to be taking up a lot of our time. Yeah, I hope that gives some insight into the process. Jack, do you want to talk a little bit about the process of that design part?
Well, I can, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say too much about the whole creative process because I have like a whole 1 hour this coming Sunday. So I'm just gonna give you guys like gist of things. But yeah, totally agree with what Hugh just mentioned as well because the artwork may be the main portion of things, but that's just one part of it. Like there's so much going on when it comes to the marketing, and Hugh being the main man, orchestrating like the whole project as well. That's some serious stuff. There's a lot of work involved, and on top of that, me and the architect. In PMC, the designers we call them architects, by the way. So it's just a habit every time when I say architect. So me and the architect as well. Like we don't just do one thing and one thing only. So NFT is just the Tiger Archives is just one portion of it. We have other projects as well. So that's like one of the most challenging part, I would say. But apart from that, the whole creative process has been, especially when Tiger is involved. Obviously, they need to somewhat chime in as well, and therefore, there will be a lot of back and forth. And when it comes to like design drafts as well, I think in total there was like 7 different design drafts, which I will be running you guys through if you guys do join us this coming Sunday at 8 p.m. I will be showing you guys more of those creative process, and also like some of the precedents that we have that we came across, and a lot of them were coming from Hugh as well, mainly because when it comes to generative NFTs, like if you look at the popular ones, for example, like Cyberpunk, or even like CloneX or Board Ape Yacht Club, they have a really specific look and feel. But when it comes to what's setting us apart from them, right? That's like the main issue that we have to tackle when it comes to the creative process. We need to make sure that our stuff is significantly different than what's in the market out there. So that has been like the biggest challenge on top of whatever that I just mentioned. So yeah.
And don't forget as well, it's all the back end stuff that these boys do, right? Maybe take the guys through as well in terms of some of that from the website and smart contract part as well.
Well, when it comes to
that's for Roshan.
Okay.
Unless you wanna, you can add on.
Yeah, no worries. Well, I might leave that to Jeevan to talk about the smart contracts and in brief. But like I also just want to mention, like, I think we've maybe been a little bit shy about like how much work is involved with that Hugh's putting in. So one of the benefits of this NFT collection is that there'll be multiple partners in Singapore and Malaysia where you can go and do a bar and enjoy Tiger, and there'll be plenty of events throughout the year. There's merchandise, there's a whole bunch of logistical things which aren't just about delivering the NFT later this month. It's about delivering value throughout the year. And as Jeevan mentioned previously, like we're personally attracted to projects that are not just about the art, but also about the utility. We think that's something that's really important to build fundamentally like a really strong community of people, one that has longevity and something that people enjoy interacting with one another and experiencing things together. And that doesn't just happen by accident. There's a lot of work that goes in the back end to make that happen. So yeah, there's obviously a whole team of people who are coming together to make the Tiger Archives project not just aesthetically pleasing, but from a utility point of view, it's going to be something that's going to really rock everyone's socks off. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that before we sort of go into touch into the back end side of things. But yeah, it's certainly not. There's lots of choices that we made as a team together with PMC around like where we wanted to launch this NFT collection, how we were going to achieve it, making sure that it's a really smooth drop. I think that's something that we're putting a lot of effort and energy into making sure that we do that really well. And I think I'll pass the baton over to Jeevan to just talk a little bit about how we think about this and some of the choices that we've made.
Thank you, Roshan. Yeah, so just to give you guys context, like, we've been kind of working on the contracts and kind of working closely with Jack as well on, getting all the layers and like trying to create the artwork for him. So there's a couple things, I guess, that we are kind of like trying to figure out, right? Because again, I think with NFTs, because there's so little companies or brands that are in this space, you don't actually have like well-defined rules, I guess, on how to do things. So most of the time you're just winging it, right? And every other company that made it in this space has winged it all the way because they don't have anyone to compare themselves to. So I think that is a very interesting process for all of us, which is trying to figure out how to make it right in this space. So yeah, so on that point, I think another very important thing to think about is like just the fact that everything we're doing right now, and we've been working for about a couple months now on this, and you know all of this is still like stage zero, right? We haven't even gone live yet, and an insane amount of work has already gone into it. And I think like stage zero is just like a singular beast. I think stage one, which is post public mint, actually going into the full on Chinese New Year and like actually working on this project and like truly trying to build a community. I think that's going to be a whole other ball game. And for us right now, we're trying to like figure out stage zero, trying to figure out how to do things. Even like from the development side, we've been looking at tons of different projects trying to replicate what they're doing, trying to look at Bored Apes and like Clonax and stuff that has been really popping off and like having really good like contracts architectures and stuff. So that's definitely a very interesting process for like the entire dev team. But yeah, I think like we like probably can't go too deep into this into contracts and stuff in this chat, but I think like in the future we'll definitely want to like at least explain our process and explain how we do things, because like I personally value like people who educate others and how people can actually do this. So definitely one of the things we have in plan as well, me and Roshan, which is like documenting this whole process, trying to help people figure out the space as much as we all and like at the end of the day we all just make it right. Like that's the whole that's the whole point of this. Amelia, back to you.
Thank you so much, Jeevan. Thank you, everyone. That was very, very insightful. Okay, now just looking at the time as well, we will now come to the juicy part that everyone wants to know. So, Hugh, how can we get on the whitelist?
Okay, yeah. So this is something that we've been currently working on. Obviously, a big part of it is building this community. So the way that we're going to be doing it is obviously we can't do it alone. I think it really boils down to each one and every one of you to spread the word. So we are going to be running some whitelist competitions or mechanics or activations actually starting tomorrow. And the way it's going to work is that we're the first one that we're going to be doing is only 50. And the way it works is that you just need to invite 8 people onto our Discord channel. As easy as that. And then you'll get on. So first 50 that do that will get on the whitelist.
Yeah, I think we got exactly 53 people here, Hugh. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, 3 people will miss out.
So if everyone just invites 8 people, you will all get on the whitelist. And to track that, we also have an invite tracker channel where you can see how many people you've invited so far, just so you know how your progress is like.
Exactly. And another thing that we're going to be doing as well is we're going to be, somewhat just having a little bit of fun. We're going to be creating 2 new roles that will also be announced on Discord. And obviously with the roles, it gives you some added perks, leading up into the actual launch.
And that leads into my next thing again. So perks, utility. Hugh, can you elaborate a little bit on this?
Sure. Okay. So at the moment, I mean, we've not listed down anything, but I'll take you guys through. So in total, we have like maybe 5 different areas in terms of the NFT ownership perks. I think the first thing being, PMC being a streetwear company, it obviously makes a lot of sense to somewhat launch some merchandise. I think the idea here would be, members or owners of these NFTs would have access to exclusive merchandise that we're going to be creating throughout the year. One of the things that I can announce is probably in April or so, we are going to be launching this thing called the 12 Artifacts. And what these 12 artifacts are, they are different type of products, not only clothing. You got like homeware, you've got like accessories, and all of it somewhat ties back to think of it like special tiger artifacts. So whether it be jackets, whether it be obviously t-shirts as well, that's going to be one part of it. Obviously, we also have the capabilities to do a lot of one-on-one prints on merchandise, and therefore we do want to be able to also allow these NFT holders to actually have their own designs on the merchandise. It may not be exactly what you currently see in terms of the design and art, but we might translate it a little bit differently, and we haven't really started work on that, but we do have some ideas, and obviously Jack and the team and the architects are going to be working on that. So that's the merchandise side. The second of all would be what these guys were saying in terms of the special experiences. I think this is what it's really going to be really fun. And obviously, it's only going to be a members only access to, I guess you could say, specially curated experiences. And to give an example, obviously, working with a brand like Tiger, number one, they have many locations around Southeast Asia. So, I mean, hopefully by then, travel. I mean, travel is really open, but it's still a little bit difficult. But hopefully later in the year, we hope to be able to curate and to have different type of or host different type of experiences in different parts throughout like Malaysia and Singapore mostly. But it's not only limited to that. I think for those people as well who are not located in these two countries, we want to be able to provide value on that front as well, and therefore we are exploring other experiences within the metaverse. Obviously, you can do like parties. You can still, music has been a big pillar of PMC as well as Tiger, and we want to be able to, whether it be curate a bunch of, whether it be DJs or even, even different musicians that everyone can somewhat enjoy virtually. So that is a little bit about the special experiences. A big part of this, which I think is pretty cool, is we've got this program called Tiger Cheers. And what Tiger Cheers is that it's the Tiger Archives beer redemption program. So similar to like what Roshan said, obviously being an owner of an NFT, you pretty much rock up to. We're trying to aim for over 20 locations, and this would be within Singapore and Malaysia, where you can just go there and we won't be doing it as a flash your NFT, but we're still working on the process. But the idea here is that as long as they can verify that you are an owner of this particular collection, you get free booze. So, and I'm looking forward to that one. And then other smaller things like priority access to like I think this is not only going to be the only project that we're going to be working on. We've got some other things that we've been dabbling with and thinking about as well. And obviously, being a holder of this NFT will give you access to these other things that we do create. And I think lastly would be, I think just airdrops to our members to be able to create some new type of artwork and maybe some other new ideas as well in the form of airdrops, and we'll be sending that out to members throughout the year. I think I covered it. Did I miss anything?
I think you covered it all.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a bit more right now about the roadmap? What do we have for the rest of the year?
Yeah, so at the moment as well, obviously a lot of this is really dependent on how this performs. When we do go live. But at the same point in time, we already have certain things in place. A big part of it, maybe just Q1 perspective. I mentioned about the 12 artifacts. Most importantly as well, the guys spoke about the Tiger Uncage project. So this would be as soon as we go live and hopefully we sell out. 30% of, like what Jack said, 30% of whatever that we do earn will actually kickstart this. And we're even thinking about these people that we do give the grants to. We want to be able to track their progress. We want to be able to use this as a platform as well to shill their whether it be their music or even their art. So we hope to be able to bring them on board. and to feature them, and you never know, maybe even they could be the ones that create these airdrops that get sent out to owners. Tiger Cheers as well, that will go live as soon as we kickstart, and regardless of whatever that we do, we're already allocated from PMC and Tiger Beer a certain amount of beer. I won't mention it just quite yet. We'll leave that a little bit later within the coming week. And at the same point of time, we're going to also have our first in real life experience. So I don't think I want to let the cat out of the bag on that one as well. But yeah, we're currently working on something that should be really, really epic. The other quarters, standard stuff, a lot of parties. I think PMC was always built on that foundation of parties. I think especially being 2 years in the pandemic, everyone's been somewhat stuck at home, and fortunately we're able to still connect this way virtually, and that's been amazing. But I think still having that face-to-face interaction, nothing still beats that. So we're going to be having a series of parties throughout the rest of the year, and and in Q2 as well, we are planning to also launch the personalized merchandise that holders can get their hands on. Yeah, I think
Awesome.
yeah, pretty much it.
Yeah. Do you want to touch a little bit about what's happening next week?
Oh, okay, yeah. So next week as well, and we're gonna be. I mentioned the pop up. So just to let you guys know, and we're gonna be revealing some photos because the bill happens tomorrow. This is actually like really exciting as well. We've got a pop up being launched at Tiffin at the Yard. So not too sure how many of you guys have been, but for those here in Malaysia, Tiffin at the Yard, it's like a pop up restaurant space, and we're going to be having a big party, a big launch party. So that's happening on Friday the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. And that's from 7 p.m. So yeah, we're gonna be putting something out on Discord as well, and all of you guys are invited. We've got DJs. Obviously, it's free booze. All you can drink. You can. We're gonna be doing giveaways as well there. So if you don't win anything tonight, you can win it there. And yeah, just to be able to connect with the community, I think that's the most important, right? We always speak about the community, and I think it'd be nice to finally meet all of you guys.
That's right. Very exciting stuff coming up. Yeah, I think right now I want to open up the floor to our Q&A session. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to raise your hand and I will bring you up to ask your question.
Yeah, I realize here in Discord, they don't have a chat. So
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of people, they came in and they clicked that hand, right? thinking it's a wave sign, but when you click that hand right at the bottom beside the mute button, that's a request to bring you up. So don't be shy. Anna Low,
don't be shy.
Anna Low wants to come on.
Inviting him right now.
Oh no, maybe he just wanted to wave. I know, you know what? Come on, say a few things. Tell people how much you've been hearing about NFTs. Oh, Raj Mahal. So Raj Mahal in the house.
Oh.
Amelia, are you doing it?
Yeah.
Hey, Raj.
Hi.
Yo.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome, dude.
Well, guys, just want to say fantastic project. It's always fun to see a lot of local brands getting in early on NFTs. It's a really fun space. So wishing you guys all the best with the project. My question, I actually have two questions. So up to you guys, which I want to tackle first. The first is, how much is the mint price going to be for the NFTs? And the second is, for the aftermarket sales, will it be done on a platform like OpenSea, or will you guys have a separate platform to get things to get people buying this on the secondary market?
Okay, I think I can answer the first one. Obviously, we haven't announced it yet, and this has always been challenging in terms of that mint price. I think for us, our thought process behind it was that if you look at a lot of other projects within the space right now, I think people anywhere from, I think just the standard projects, maybe anywhere from like 0.03 all the way to like 0.08. I think that's pretty standard. For us, we understand that it can be extremely intimidating, especially if it's the first time that you're actually buying an NFT. So we did think long and hard about this, and we have decided on 0.05 ETH. In terms of the secondary market question, Jeevan?
Yeah, I mean, so we're going to be launching on Ethereum. So OpenSea, 100%. Yeah, you can expect to trade on OpenSea for sure.
Awesome, fantastic. That's super cool, guys. Wishing all the best and looking forward for this project.
Thanks, Raj. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Raj.
Thank you. All right, does anyone else have any questions? If not, I do have a question from Instagram. Let's go ahead.
You can jump to
Are
that.
we live on Instagram?
No, so I posted a question sticker and some people actually put in some
Instagram stories, yeah.
Instagram stories. Yeah.
That is,
I think we have someone.
Yes,
Claddy. We got Claddy, yeah. Bring Claddy up.
invite sent.
What a cool profile pic Claddy has.
Yeah, man. What's a walrus, is it?
Not sure, but I think he's got a sombrero. It's very cool.
With a Mexican hat. I like it.
Yeah, I
Come on,
think
Claddy.
we accepted, Claddy. We can invite you only.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
click accept. Oh, okay, accepting again. I mean, yeah, there you go. Hey, Claddy.
Hey, hi guys. Thanks. Yeah, it's a walrus in Solana.
Oh, okay, nice one.
Oh, very cool.
Sick.
So thanks for the AMA so far. My question is more on the number of bin. I know it's not confirmed, but are we looking at like 5K and below, or are we looking at a number closer to 10K? And I think the second thing is more on the royalty fee. Like roughly what are we expecting on the royalty fee?
Yeah. So even the numbers as well, I won't be able to disclose that today. But in terms of the number, it's closer to what you first said, around that 5,000 mark. It's going to be closer around that type of thing compared to like 10,000 or anything above that. So 5,000 to give you an estimate. In terms of the royalties, Roshan, we spoke about this. We could take
We haven't
this.
decided, right? Likewise, also,
Yeah.
right? We still kind of like contemplating on it. But yeah, nothing crazy though. But yeah, Roshan, feel free to add.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. So we haven't locked that down just yet. It's not going to be. We're certainly not going to be gouging anything for the secondary sales. So you'll have a lot of fun being able to trade this if that's something you're interested in.
Yep. I think that helped. It clear some doubt around like the number and the royalty. I think that's cool.
Thanks, Claddy.
Yeah, I guess like we're definitely trying to like follow the standard here and not like kind of like reinvent the wheel. So yeah, can expect very similar distribution to other projects and royalties as well.
Sweet. Anything else, Claddy? Or anyone else?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Thank you, Claddy.
Thanks for your question, Claddy.
All right, so the question from Instagram. How many? So I saw that someone said I saw that there are hand-drawn trades. How many trades are there in this NFT collection?
I'll let Jack take that.
We have total of 6 categories, and total number of trades we have 86 of 86 trades.
And all hand-drawn.
Yes. Well, not just from me, but from the architects. Like it's a collective effort, lah. So yeah, all hand drawn.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay,
Yeah,
I
it certainly
think
makes it challenging on the smart contract side, making sure that you build a generative project with so many traits. It's definitely on the higher end, which is awesome. It just means there's going to be lots of variety and some really cool outputs from it.
Yeah, so just to elaborate a little bit on that as well, I think obviously the know-how and a lot of the education came from Rosh as well as Jeevan. When we were designing the project, putting together the design of the NFTs, One of the things that we wanted to make sure was that each of them look as unique as possible. So when it comes, for example, like the traits in terms of the tiger poses itself, that one we have actually 30. And when it comes to the skins as well, different type of skins, and you can see each of us, Jack did these different profiles for each of us, and you can see a few in the room as well. I think another one or two there. So there are over like 20 different skins. So I've got
shout out to the PMC homies. Yours is the Terminator.
Real shout out. Seriously, you guys did an insane job on it.
Yeah, Jax, I know Jeevan's wanting to get what Jack has. This,
I know.
What skin is that?
Jack is the reflection of me in a tiger.
That's the trippy skin, and I still remember like when we were creating these traits, I have to call up Jeevan and asking him with like math problems.
Right, yeah.
Like how many should I make to make up to this number?
That's awesome. All right, thank you so much, guys. Very, very insightful. And I think now we get to the part where everyone's been waiting for. So the NFT giveaway. Well, let's go. I've just posted a link on the announcement channel. All you have to do for everyone listening right now, just click the link and answer that question. And the first 3 to give us the right answer, you will win an NFT each. So
let's go.
Let's go. I'll give everyone a few minutes.
Yeah. Let them do it, and then we'll announce the winner straight away. You can tell straight away who was the first one, right?
Yes, let me. Yep.
Can I also answer it?
Hell no.
All right, we have our winners.
Sweet. Okay.
So our first winner is Claddy.
Hey, Claddy.
Hey,
Congrats.
Congratulations, Claddy. And our next winner number 2, is Ali K.
Ali.
Congrats, Ali K.
Congrats, Ali K. And our third and final winner is Mingli Chu.
Oh, Mingli.
Yes.
Congrats, Mingli.
So congratulations to Claddy, Ali K, and Mingli. You guys will now have a Lucky Tiger NFT.
Oh man, the first ones to actually say that you guys own one. Damn, good one.
Well done.
So you guys were very quick.
Yeah, really.
Very quick.
But don't worry, guys. Don't fret. To the rest of you guys out here, we are going to be running a whole bunch of other giveaways in the coming weeks. Obviously, like I mentioned, that whole whitelist comes on what starts tomorrow. So please do stay tuned to our Discord and spread the message. And I really appreciate you guys here listening to us and being a part of it.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. Any last words from the guys on the stage?
Go ahead,
just saying. I was just going to say, thank you to everybody who came out tonight to be a part of this. We hope you enjoyed tonight and look forward to seeing you throughout the next couple of days and weeks being part of this community.
Yeah, and I was telling the guys before, we jumped on. I was like, oh my goodness, what happens if there's only 10 people? So I'm extremely grateful. Thanks so much, guys, for popping on the channel and coming to listen to us. Really appreciate it.
And please do come by again on Sunday to for me to run you guys through how everything was created in that sense. So
and if you want to learn about all the rarities as well, what to expect, what to look for, Jack will be running you guys through that. And Jeevan as well. And also, lastly, don't forget next week. I mean, we'll put out all the information. But next week again, if you're in town here in Malaysia, in KL, like I said, we've got the pop up happening. We'll show you some photos tomorrow. So we're going to be a lot more active. I think once the new updated website goes out tomorrow, then we're really going to have to bang this out of the park. So and we obviously need your help as well. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. And
Thanks, guys.
please tell your friends, invite them to our server, and you might get on the whitelist. I think you will. But thank you so much, everyone. Take care and have a good night.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Amelia.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
everyone.
Bye.
Okay. Cheers.